So the object I chose was Winston Churchill's chair in the War Cabinet Room at the Churchill War Rooms. This was the chair which he sat while he chaired meetings of the War Cabinet and also the Defence Committee. So 1 in 10 of all War Cabinet meetings during the war was held here. It's 115 meetings. They would hold them here when there were air raids or when there was risks of air raids. Otherwise they'd be held at Parliament or around there. But whenever it wasn't safe, this is where they would come in the protected accommodation in the Cabinet War Rooms. So Winston Churchill would sit here in the middle of the room. One thing that's particularly interesting about the chair is the scratches on the arms. So Churchill was obviously quite calm above the table, but there was a certain understandable tension underneath. We think that he wore a signet ring on one hand and he had quite long fingernails as well, and he was gripping the table, gripping the chair quite tightly, which I think is quite interesting in how it relates to the kind of debates that they were having here, and that he was really discussing things with his chiefs of staff. Somebody like Hitler overruled the heads of his armed services, but Churchill, well, he discussed with them and never did overrule them. So I think it makes an interesting point about that. The room as a whole is very interesting. You can see the reinforcements here which are to help strengthen the ceiling of the Cabinet War Rooms in case a bomb fell on the building above. But they still wouldn't have completely strengthened it, and a really large bomb of the kind they had at the end of the war would have flattened it. And Churchill definitely knew that, but they made it as safe as they could. There's the trunking in here which is bringing in air from outside, but it's not air conditioned or filtered air, so the atmosphere in here would have been very dusty, particularly with the brick dust during the Blitz. And as you also see, there's cigarette ashtrays all around the room, and Churchill's got a cigar here, so they'd have all been smoking a lot, so the atmosphere would have been really not very pleasant.